Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and you are joining another broadcast of our 2019 Mets season. We are playing a Mets May 3rd game versus the first game of a three-game set versus the San Diego Padres. It's going to be Chris Paddock on the mound for the San Diego Padres. He was 9-7 with a 3.33 ERA and 140 innings pitched. And he will be facing the Jacob deGrom, 11-8 with a 2.43 ERA in 32 games and 204 innings pitched. So it looks like it's going to be a pitcher's duel at Pitt. And we are ready to roll here. It's going to be Jeff McNeil leading it off for the Mets. We're using iScore on a 10-inch iPad. Jeff McNeil, Pete Alonso, Robinson Cano batting third. Batting cleanup is Michael Conforto, the right fielder. Batting fifth is Wilson Ramos, the catcher. Batting sixth, Todd Frazier, the third baseman. Adeiny Echeverria, the shortstop. Batting seventh. Batting eighth is Juan Lagares. And batting ninth is Jacob deGrom. And you are listening in to a payoff pitch broadcast on the CP Cards and Dice channel. It's your home for chat, tutorials, strategy, player profiles, tops, baseball cards, and much, much more. We're looking into picking up the 2019 Topps baseball season. And we're ready to start the ball game. So it's Jeff McNeil. He's a left-handed batter. He's going to step in the box, and Chris Hedges behind the plate for the San Diego Padres. Chris Paddock looks in for the sign. The way you play payoff pitch is you roll 2d10, and you have 50-50 batter and pitcher, and the batter has his outs, the pitcher has his outs, and then, of course, you have the Petco Park that plays a role as well. So that's going to be an 89. So anything 50 to 99 is going to be off the pitcher, and 89 is going to be an out. What kind of an out? That's a good question. So we are going to roll a third 10-sided die, and that'll be, I guess, actually, you know what? It's a red. So let's do that. That was an 89. It's going to be an out. We're going to find out, and we're going to roll a green. So it's red, and it's an 8 out off Paddock, and that's a fly ball to shallow left. And there's one out in this ball game. So Jeff McNeil flies out. Now it's Pete Alonso. Now Pete Alonso has gotten off to a rough start, and I'll tell you a little bit about that. You click on his name, press on his name, and he's batting. That's Jeff McNeil. I clicked on the wrong guy. Pete Alonso is batting 194, so he's gotten off to a really rough start. He's got 25 hits on 129 at bats, and even his power numbers are relatively down for the 53 home runs that he hit, which is approximately about 8 home runs every month. In the month of April, he only hit 3 home runs. So I'm hoping for him to catch fire, if you will. Salvador America in the house. Yes, a beautiful night for baseball here at Petco Park in San Diego. We're using Deep Drive Baseball. You can pick it up for $1 to try it out. Or you can splurge, go crazy, throw caution to the wind, spend $12 and pick up the whole 2019 season. Now they have 1985, 2001, 1971, and I believe 1964. Then they have a few older seasons. So you got to go search Deep Drive Baseball, and it'll take you to a website, and you'll find out all about it. All right, sorry for that interruption. And next is Pete Alonso. Let's see if we can get a hit for Pete Alonso here. Oh, that's a foul ball on Pete Alonso. And that's going to be a 40, and a 40 is going to be an out 8, and that's going to be a fly to deep right field. Back goes Franmil Reyes to the warning track and makes the catch. So that's 2 outs. And now it's Robbie Cano. Robbie Cano was picked up in the offseason with Edwin Diaz from the Seattle Mariners. He's a new addition to the Mets team. That's an 88 that's going to be off the pitcher. Remember, 50 to 99 off the pitcher, 0 to 49 off the batter. So that's going to be an 88, and that's an out of some kind, and it's going to be a 9. It's going to be a fly ball center field. Will Myers under it and puts it away. So that retires the side. And now it's going to be Jacob deGrom takes the mound for the Mets. He's one heck of a pitcher. And it's going to be Greg Garcia. That's going to be a 94. And a 94 is an out 2, which is a ground ball to the first baseman, Alonso. Now on a 1, Alonso is actually 30%. A 1 and a 2 not. Takes himself, races Garcia to the bag, and beats him. Franmil Reyes, he's a right-handed batter. Franmil was traded to the Cleveland Indians, and he hit 37 home runs, batted .249. That's going to be a 98. And a 98 number 4 is a ground ball to short. Echevarria up with it, fires to first, and gets Reyes. Now it's the Manny Machado signed a big dollar contract here in San Diego. And that's going to be an 87. 87 is an out, and that's going to be a 3. That's going to be a ground ball. Slow grounder. Frazier charging it, throws on the run, and just gets Machado first base to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. Chris Paddock takes the mound. Michael Conforto, left-handed batter. And that's an 11. That's going to be a ball 4. So Conforto walks. And Conforto's a 1B stealer. He's not going to be stealing. I'm not a big base stealing guy. Now, Conforto has 7 stolen bases. I haven't played this for about a month, so I'm going to take it easy. I'm not going to do any bells and whistles. Just keep it real simple. So Michael Conforto walks. He's on at first, and it's Wilson Ramos. Now, Wilson Ramos, let's see how he's doing for us in the replay. He's batting .211. 23 hits and 109 at bats. Got no home runs. Wilson Ramos, right-handed batter. That's going to be a 76, and that's going to be a defense. So we go to the defensive chart. I got to remember the roll. Got to roll 2d6, see what happens. So 0 to, that's a choice chart. Wait a second. All right, defensive chart is the green one. All right, I'll remember that. That's why I got these bright colors so I can remember what's what. All right, so 0 to 41, and it's a 91. So we're going to look all the way down here, and it's going to be a fly ball center field. It's going to be a single, unless he's the top center fielder, and Will Myers, I doubt, is going to be a top center fielder. Let's see if we can. Will Myers. These cards are they're brand new, so they're a little bit sticky. Now you have to get PDFs and print them out yourselves here. So he's a center fielder 3, so that's going to fall in there, and it's a single plus, and that basically means that Conforto is going to have a good chance on a single plus. There's nobody out, so Conforto is going to hold. Conforto speed is run. He has no run rating, so he's just basically average, and that's question mark. That means we'd have to roll against the right fielder, and we're not going to do that right now. So we're just going to hold with nobody out. We're not going to rush to third base. No need for that. So it's going to be a single to center for Wilson Ramos. First and second. And nobody out here in the top of the second inning. So it's Todd Frazier, the Todd father. That's going to be a 53. Todd father, that's going to be off Chris Paddock, and that's going to be a deep drive. And we're looking at the Todd father's card here. So 0 to 44 and 90 to 99, it's a potential home run. Now at deep Petco Park, you get a 0 to 3 is going to be home run. So we're going to see what happens, see what we roll. 0 to 9 is going to be Park. So as long as we roll higher than that, we should have a home run. Between 9 and 44, we should have a home run. So we're going to re-roll these two, and we're looking for between 10 and 44 for a home run. And that's a 51, and that's going to be a ball that's driven in the gap. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. Coming home is Conforto, and stopping at third is the what's his nickname? I just went blank. I started thinking the Walrus. Wilson Ramos is known as the Buffalo, and he's going to stop. He's going to pull up at third base, but it's an RBI. It's going to be an RBI for Todd Frazier, the Todd father, and it's going to be a Danny Echevarria. Second and third, and feels regular. And that's a 43. That's going to be off of Danny's card. A 43 is an out. What kind of an out is a 4? So that's a ground ball to the third baseman. And we're going to see what that becomes. Let's see. It's just a plain G5. Plain G5 with runners on second and third. G5, G5, G5 is an A. Batter thrown out, runners hold. So it's going to be a 5-3. Both runners are going to hold. And now it's one out, and it's Juan Lagares. And that's a 6-6. A 6-6 on Paddock is going to be a strikeout. Blows one by. Juan Lagares. Go sit down, Lagares. All right. 2 outs, and it's Jacob deGrom. That's going to be a 20. That's going to be strike 3, and that retires the side. So the Mets threatened to have a big inning, but we're not able to capitalize on the second and third with nobody out. So it's going to be Jacob deGrom facing Eric Hosmer. Now, Hosmer's a lefty, and we're switching that real quick on iScore. That's left. Just switch that. That's done. And here's the pitch. We read red and then white, 74. And that's going to be, got a 74 is going to be a strikeout. So Jacob deGrom blows a fastball by Hosmer, and it's Hunter Renfroe. That's an 87. That's going to be an out of some kind of one. Going to be a pop foul, and a pop foul, and that one is on. That's going to be to the first baseman, right side. Alonso under it. And makes the catch. 2 out. And next is Ty France, another right-handed batter. That's a 53, and a 53 is line base hit to center field for Ty France. So that's the first hit off of Jacob deGrom. 2 outs, runner on first. Ty France takes a lead. Jacob deGrom throws over there, keeping him close. Will Myers is the batter. Will Myers batted 239, had 18 home runs and 500 at bats. Played 155 games. He's 28 years old. That's going to be a 0-2, so that's going to be trouble. That's going to be off Will Myers' card. A 0-2 is going to take us into the deep drive chart here. And we're looking from 8 to 39. That ball's gone, and it'll be a 2-1 lead for the San Diego Padres. Let's see. Let's re-roll the red and the white, see what happens. and that's an 87. An 87 is going to be a ball that's driven down the left field line, and that's in the corner. And McNeil after Jeff McNeil playing left field today, and he's going to get it quickly to Echevarria, and with 2 outs, they're going to try to score. Oh, he's slow. He's going to be average. He's going to be average, but with 2 outs, he gets a boost, a 2-out boost. A 2-out boost. He's average. He's slow, but he goes to average. So that's going to be question mark on that 87 on the double. So with a double, yeah, it's going to be a question mark. So we're going to roll on the choice chart. So we're going to try to score them. And all we got to do is roll 2d6. That's 21. A 21 is going to be the throw, and he is safe at the plate. So the game is tied. 2-out double by Will Myers ties the ball game. 1-1. And next is Austin Hedges. That's going to be a 44, and that's going to be an out. A 3 ground ball third base. Todd Frazier fires to first and gets Hedges. That retires the side. But not before the Padres tie the game at 1 apiece. We go to the top of the third. That's a 56. A 56 is going to be ground ball to the right side and into right field for a base hit. So that's Jeff McNeil with a single. Next is Pete Alonso. That's going to be an 18. An 18 is a hit by pitch. So Alonso's plumped. That's a 20. A 20 is going to be a defensive call. So we're going to roll on that, see what kind of defensive call it is. It's a 50. It's green for defense. And a 50 is going to be a ground ball. Hosmer is a good fielding first baseman. So let's see if he's a top fielding first baseman, and he's not. He's nowhere near that. So what do we roll? A 50, a 50. And that's going to be a single plus. So a single plus with McNeil at second base, nobody out. McNeil is blank. That's going to push him up 1, bump him up 1 because of the plus. That's an advantage. So single plus, and he is blank, right? Yeah. So that's going to be question mark here on the single. So we're going to hold up on that. Had it been 2 outs, he would score. We're going to hold up on that. We're not going to rush it again. There's nobody out. So the base is loaded. It's a single, loading the bases. Robbie Cano gets a hit here in his second at bat. And now with the bases loaded and nobody out, it's Michael Conforto. Here's the pitch from Chris Paddock. That's going to be a 46, and that's going to be an out. A 7 out is a fly ball to deep right field. This should be an automatic deep right field. Average, yes, scores. To go to third, question mark for Alonso. And to go to third, question mark. Let's see. So let's score. Let's first score sacrifice fly deep right. So Mets have taken the lead. And now should we try? Let's try it. Why not? Let's go to the choice chart. Let's roll 2D10. And it's the blue chart. That's going to be a 22. And he's going to be safe at third base. So Alonso tags up. And there's runners on first and third with only 1 out. It's 2-1 Mets. Wilson Ramos. And that's a 97. 97 is an out. What kind of an out? It's a 9. F8S. So F8S. We're going to look at that, what that is. F8S Nobody. It's a shallow fly. That's what the S means. So nobody's going to score on that. Holding up at third base is Pete Alonso. And now it's Todd Frazier. Todd Frazier is 1-for-1, has an RBI double. Mets are up 2-1 here in the top of the third. Chris Paddock to Todd Frazier. That's a 75. 75 is going to be defense. So we're going to roll on the defensive chart, and that's a 21. That's going to take us to the error chart. And that's going to be a 27. 27 is going to be an error, a two-base error. That's a ball that's hit to the first baseman, Hosmer, and misplays it. Carams off the heel of his glove and rolls into right field. So that's going to be an two-base error on the first baseman. Scoring is Alonso. Going to third. Going to third is Cano, and Todd Frazier makes it to second base. So with two outs, it is 3-1 Mets. And here's the Danny Echeverria, Chris Paddock. And that's going to be a 2-2, and that's going to be strike three. Blows it by Danny Echeverria, and that retires the side. The Mets pick up a couple of runs on a hit and an error, and they lead it 3-1. Jacob deGrom versus the pitcher, Chris Paddock. So that's a 90, and that's going to be a 1, and that's going to be popped up to the first base side. Right there's Alonso, puts it away, 1 down. Greg Garcia, left-handed batter. We're going to switch him around. Bats lefty. He's a specialist. He's a lefty specialist, actually. And that's going to be a 42. A 42 is going to be an out. What kind of an out? And let's see. And that's going to be a popped up to the catcher. Ramos puts it away. All right, next is Franmil Reyes, and that's a 61. A 61 is going to be strike three. Gets Franmil Reyes on the curve. Jacob deGrom, looking like Jacob deGrom. All right, pitcher there. Got some lighting issues, as I can see here. Try to get a little less light, and I think you can see it a lot better there. All right, so it's going to be Juan Lagares. He's 0-for-1. He struck out in his first at bat. Here's the pitch from Chris Paddock, and that's a 49. 49 is going to be an out, and that's a fly ball center field. Will Myers on the run and runs it down. 1 away. Jacob deGrom is next. He's 0-for-1. He struck out. That's a 94. That's an out. A 3 is a ground ball to third. Ty France gets him, 2 out. And it's Jeff McNeil who's 1-for-2. And that's going to be a 55, and that's going to be ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So Jeff McNeil with his second hit of the game. He's batting .315. And it's Pete Alonso who's just can't get on track here. He's 0-for-1. He's flied out, and he's hit by pitch. Batting 190 on the season. And that's going to be a 66. I don't think that's going to do it. That's strike three. So slider outside, low and outside gets Alonso, and that retires the side. Go to the bottom of the fourth. Jacob deGrom on the mound. He's the Cy Young Award winner for 2019 and 2018. Best pitcher in the league for those 2 seasons, 87. That's a 6. That's a fly to right. Right there's Conforto, puts it away. Manny Machado's out. Eric Hosmer, that's a 1-5, and that's going to be a strikeout. Strike 3 on Hosmer. Jacob deGrom. That's an 89, and that's going to be a 7. That's a fly to left. Jeff McNeil pounds the glove, squeezes it, and that retires the side. Go to the bottom of the fourth. That's going to be a 35, and we're looking at a out. What kind of an out? Ground ball, hard hit to the third baseman, Ty France gets it on the short hop, fires to first, and Cano's out. Michael Conforto's over. He hasn't really been charged with an at bat. He's walked and hit a sacrifice fly. That's a 27. 27 is strike three. Conforto goes down on strikes, and now it's Wilson Ramos. And that's a 13. That's a ground ball up the middle and through to center field. Will Myers plays it in. So Wilson Ramos, I believe that's the second hit of the game, and it is. And it's Todd Frazier's 1 for 2 with a double and a run and an RBI. Todd Frazier with Wilson Ramos at first base. That's an 88, and that's going to be a 2. That's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. On a 1 and a 2, he flips to the pitcher. It's a 6, so he does not. So Hosmer takes it himself, and that retires the side. All right, Jacob deGrom here in the top of the 6th is going to be, in the bottom of the 5th is going to be facing Ty France, Will Myers, and Austin Hedges. Looks in for the sign, sets and deals. 46, that's an out. That's popped up to the first baseman. 1 down. Next is Will Myers. Will Myers batted .239 with 18 home runs. Pitch to Will Myers. That's going to be an 18, and that's going to be strike 3. Will Myers chases high heat, the high cheese from deGrom, and it's Austin Hedges who's 0 for 1 on a ground out. That's a 20, and that's going to be strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for deGrom, and that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We expected this to be a pitcher's duel, and that's what we're getting here. It's going to be a Danny Echevarria, 28. 28 is going to be an out. A 9 is a fly ball center field. Shallow center. Back goes the second baseman. In comes Myers. Myers calls him off. Mets. Juan Lagares. That's a 15, and that's strike 3. Lagares. Down swing. 2 out. Jacob deGrom. 47, and that's going to be lined and caught by the shortstop, Machado, and that retires the side. So deGrom is facing pitcher Chris Paddock. That's a 47, and that's going to be an out, a 9, and that's a fly ball to right. Towards the line is Conforto, and makes the catch, Greg Garcia. It's a 46, and that's a 3, and that's a ground ball to third, Todd Frazier. 5-3, 2 down. And with 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th, it's Franmil Reyes. And that's 0-0. Now, 0-0 is going to give us a deep drive opportunity. So we are going to roll, and that's going to be a 60. A 60 is a deep drive to left field, and back goes the left fielder McNeil to the track, to the wall, looks up, that's gone. Solo shot makes the score 3-2 by Franmil Reyes, who hit 37 round trippers in 2019. So he's got power to spare. Manny Machado in a 3-2 ball game. So Jacob deGrom wishes he had that pitch back. That's going to be a 75, and that's going to be strike 3. Machado, downswing, and that retires the side. So deGrom, after the home run, comes back strong and strikes out Machado. Now we got to start looking at any time between the 6th and the 7th. You have to start looking at endurance. Gave up a run, and he's gone through the 3 times. That's 4. He may be. This is it for him. He's actually. Yeah, we're going to have to bring in a relief pitcher. So we got somebody ready to roll here for Jeff McNeil, a lefty. Let's see what we got. Let's see if we got a lefty specialist. We do have a lefty specialist, Brad Wick. Brad Wick is going to come into the ball game, and we're going to add him by adding sub. And we're doing Brad, and we're doing WIECK. He's a lefty specialist, and he's going to get an advantage. So this is where you get your strategy. We got a lefty, righty, lefty. So Brad Wick is going to have an advantage on two players. How does the advantage work? Well, you get 50 points up or down. Okay, the cards. So if it's a hit on this card, I could look on this card and turn it to a walk. It could be a home run here, but I'd look into this card and it would be something else. So you'll see. We'll see how that works. We may or may not need it. It depends. If it's a straight out, then it's a straight out. But the pitcher gets an advantage here because he's a lefty specialist, also known as a loogie, and he gets an advantage over any lefty he faces. All right, we are looking at rolling here for Jeff McNeil versus Brad Wick. And it's a 3-2 ball game here in the top of the seventh. The Mets are up. And it's Jeff McNeil, Pete Alonso, and Robbie Cano. McNeil is 2 for 3 on the day. He's flied out and singled twice. That's going to be a 69. The 69 is off the pitchers, and that is strike 3. Blows it by Jeff McNeil. Pete Alonso next. And that's going to be a 54, and that's a deep drive on Pete Alonso's card. A deep drive on Pete Alonso's card, and that's going to be a 65, and that's going to be off the wall. One hop off the wall for Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso around first into second base with a one-out double. So he tattooed that one, just did not have the distance. So Pete Alonso takes his lead off second base. That would be a good run to have as his insurance run. And Robbie Cano bears down here, and let's see if he can be clutch. That's going to be an 81. That's going to be off Brad Wick's card, and that's going to be strike 3 on Cano. Robbie Cano just didn't get a good look at that pitch. And Michael Conforto with 2 outs now. Another lefty, so this is another big opportunity. And at 60, if we go down 50, it's a 12, and a 12 is going to be a base on ball, so that's not going to be a change. And now it's a righty, so we're going to go back to the bullpen. And we're going to bring in Adam Warren. Adam Warren's going to pitch. Let's see. At sub. Excuse me. Haven't played this game for a while, so I'm a little bit rusty. So excuse me for the pauses, the uncomfortable pauses. Haven't played it for a while. Deep Drive is a great game. You can try it out for $1, or you can get the 2019 season or a few other seasons for $12. You get every player, pretty nice cards, easy to read, large letters, and it's a nice little system. You got your pitcher batter interaction, you got your ballpark card, and then you got your errors and range hits off charts and so forth. So Wilson Ramos with runners on first and second. There's 2 outs now. We're going to roll. Here's the pitch from Adam Warren, and that's going to be a 77, and that's going to be a defensive check. So this is going to be interesting. So let's look at that. We got a defensive chart. This is the range, and this is the error. We're going to have to roll. If it's higher than a 42 or higher, it's going to be a defensive range check. And we roll a 27. That's going to take us to the error chart, and we're going to look at a 27, and that's going to be to the pitcher. Back to the pitcher. The pitcher is a 5, so he is a top-rated pitcher. He makes the play, a G1. Let's see, and that's going to be a ball that Warren plays and throws to first, and that retires the side. So comebacker, Warren was ready for it. And now it's Eric Hosmer going to face DeGrom. It's Hosmer, Renfroe, and Ty France. Here in the bottom of the seventh is a 3-2 Mets lead. So let's see if they can hold on. There's still a lot of baseball to be played. Pitch from DeGrom, that's going to be a 26, and that's going to be strike 3. Now let's take a quick look at, see what how many strikeouts DeGrom has. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the 7th strikeout for DeGrom. Hunter Renfroe. And that's going to be trouble. That's going to be 0-6. Oh, that's just misses, and that's line. Base hit. Base hit to left, and McNeil plays it on a hop, gets it in quickly. Here's the pitch to Ty France, and that's going to be a 0-7. That's going to be a base hit, and Renfro is a blank. A blank on that type of hit is going to be a question mark. So we're going to stop him at second base. So first and second here against DeGrom in the bottom of the seventh. And the Mets are going to have some movement in the bullpen. It looks like it's Justin Wilson out there. And Jerry, is that Jerry Familia? No, it looks like Lugo. Seth Lugo and Justin Wilson, the lefty, and Seth Lugo, the righty. And Will Myers steps to the plate. Runners on first and second, only one out. Let's see what happens here. That's going to be a 25, and that's going to be strike three. And DeGrom blows one by Will Myers. And now it's Austin Hedges. And that's a 21, and that's strike three, and that retires the side. So Jacob DeGrom rears back and brings up a little extra and strikes back-to-back strikeouts after having one out and runners on first and second. Now, Adam Warren is allowed to pitch one inning. Let's see what he did. And he can go another inning because he only went 1/3 of an inning. All right. So he can go another inning. That's good. And Todd Frazier. Todd Frazier is 1 for 3. He's doubled, reached on an error, and grounded out. We are in the top of the eighth. It's a 3-2 ball game. Heck of a ball game. This game was played May 3rd, 2019 in Petco Park in San Diego, California. Here's the pitch from Adam Warren. That's a 20. And a 20 is a strikeout. Curveball. Frazier, look, a Danny Chodia is next. Oh, that's a foul ball. Souvenir for a lucky fan. Oh, foul ball again. Pulled foul this time. That's going to be a 22. A 22 is a strike three. Back-to-back Ks. That's 9 Ks for – oh, I'm sorry. This is Adam Warren. 9 Ks. Not 9 Ks for Adam Warren. I'll tell you how many. That's 2 Ks for Adam Warren. Juan Lagares. That's 3-1. And that's going to be ground out. No, it's popped up. Popped up right side. Back goes Garcia. In comes Franmil Reyes. And Franmil Reyes calls him off for out number 3. Deep Drive Baseball brought to you by CP Cards and Dice, your station for chat, tutorials, strategy, player profiles, tops baseball cards, and much, much more. All right, so it's the, let's see. All right, so that retires the side. We're gonna have to see what we can do for. We're gonna have to pull DeGrom for the 9th inning. We're in the 8th, and it may be this inning we have to pull. He's been through the lineup twice. That's 2 points. He's got 10 points, so that's 2 points. Plus, he's given up a run. That's 3 points. And he has gone 7 innings. That's going to be 10 points. So this is his last. Actually, he's done. He is done for the night. So we're going to have to bring in let's see who we have coming up. It's going to be the pitcher spot. So we're going to get a pinch hitter. Pinch hitter is going to be, we're going to see, first of all, we're bringing in a new pitcher. I'm not going to play too many games here. Let's find out where all our cards are at. We got cards everywhere. Here they are. So let's see who they have. They have Ian Kinsler and Alex Dickerson. He's a lefty specialist. And then we have center fielder Manuel Margot. So probably Margot had 12 home runs. Alex Dickerson didn't have a lot of power. And Ian Kinsler hit 9 home runs and about 300 at bats at age 37, but only batted .217. So we're going to bring in, let's see, Garcia's a lefty, and then Reyes is a righty. So we are going to face, we're going to bring in Justin Wilson. Justin Wilson, and they're going to bring in Manuel Margot. So Wilson is going to face Manuel Margot. And let's get that pinch hitter in there. We're going to have to add Manuel Margot. Excuse me. And we're ready to roll. So pinch hitter is Manuel Margot, and he's going to face Justin Wilson. Justin Wilson was 4-2 with a 2.54 ERA. Pitched in 45 games for the Mets. He's been around the league for a while. And he's going to face Manuel Margot, who had a 234 batting average and 12 home runs in 151 games. So did not really stand out in the power numbers. All right, so here's the pitch, and that's going to be a 91. A 91 is off Wilson. A Wilson 0 is lined and caught by the second baseman, Robbie Cano, right there. Hit it on the screws, but right at the second baseman, Greg Garcia. Lefty versus lefty, and he's a lefty specialist, so he shouldn't even be facing a lefty. So we're going to have to pinch hit for Greg Garcia. We're going to bring in second baseman, also pinch hitter Ian Kinsler. So we're going to write him in. And he's going to stay in there to play second base as well. All right. Ian Kinsler against Justin Wilson. And we have all righties. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in Seth Lugo. That's going to bring in Seth Lugo right now. And Seth Lugo should be in there somewhere. All right, Seth Lugo is going to face Ian Kinsler. 1 out, nobody on. It's a 3-2 Met lead. That's a 0-5. A 0-5 is going to be ground ball up the middle and through into center field. Juan Lagares gets it in quickly, and that keeps Kinsler at first base. Kinsler doesn't have the speed that he once had. He had only 2 stolen bases. So he's not a threat to go, so we're not going to worry about that. And it's going to be Franmil Reyes. Against Seth Lugo here in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out. Mets lead it by a score of 3-2. Mets at San Diego, game 1 of 3-game set using deep drive baseball. And that's a 14, and that's ball 4. So Franmil Reyes walks. And runners on first and second. The tying run is in scoring position now at second base, and it's Manny Machado. Seth Lugo looks in for the sign. He's facing the always dangerous Manny Machado. Manny Machado batted .256 with 32 home runs. Played in 156 games. At age 26, signed a long-term contract with the San Diego Padres. But you never know how long those players stay with those long-term contract teams. Look at Giancarlo Stanton, who signed to a 10-year contract, and he's no longer with the Miami Marlins. They moved him when they had the chance. Once Derek Jeter got in there, man, he moved a lot of people. It was it was buy 2 get 1 free, or buy 1 get 1 free. Manny Machado, there's 1 out, runners on first and second. They both take their lead. Seth Lugo looks in for the sign. Wilson Ramos decides he's going to go out and talk to Lugo. Beautiful night here in San Diego. And we're ready now. And here's the pitch. That's a 63 off of Seth Lugo, and that's strike 3. 2 outs. Great pitch by Seth Lugo. And that's 2 outs and gets the always dangerous Manny Machado to chase. And still first and second here in the bottom of the eighth. It's 2 outs now. Score is Mets 3 and the San Diego Padres 2. Eric Hosmer, left-handed batter, facing the righty Seth Lugo. Now, not as easy for left-handed batters to get an advantage off a right-handed pitcher as it is for a left-handed pitcher to have an advantage against a left-handed batter, which seems like stating the obvious. But yeah, I think the left-handed, right-handed platoon rule is primarily made for those loogies to have an advantage when pitching against lefties or lefty specialist batters. All right, so it's Eric Hosmer steps in the box. He bats left, and Hosmer batted .265 with 22 home runs in 160 games at age 29. He was signed as a free agent as well. Played with the Kansas City Royals. And here's a pitch. And that's an 89, and that's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman, Todd Father, up with it, fires to first, and that retires the side. So Mets pitching gets them out of dire straits. And we go to the top of the ninth here, 3-2 Mets. I see a new pitcher for the San Diego Padres. It's going to be Phil Maton. I believe that's how you pronounce that name, Phil Maton. Oh. He's a right-handed pitcher. He's going to be facing, Seth Lugo, because he's not going to get a pinch. It's going to be Brandon Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo's coming in to pinch hit. And then we're going to get Edwin Diaz, the closer, who's actually not doing too bad in our replay. Had a horrendous, almost 6 ERA season with tons of blown saves. Gave up, an inordinate amount of home runs. Nimmo is going to bat now. So Brandon Nimmo comes in. He's a left-handed batter, batted .221 with 8 home runs and 254 plate appearances. Was injured for most of the season. He's going to go down any game now, and he won't come back for about 3 months. So it's Phil Maton. He ended up in Cleveland, and I had to pull his card from the Cleveland team now. And with this set, you get all the players. There he is. All right. Clinton Parks in the house. Wrote a message and retracted it. He cursed me out, and then he retracted it. Why? Let it stay. All right. Phil Maton, there's nobody out. Left-handed hitter Brandon Nimmo steps in the box. And that's going to be a 36, and that's going to be strike 3. 1 out. Next is Jacob DeGrom. No, Jacob DeGrom's out already. Jeff McNeil. Jeff McNeil's 2 for 4. And that's a 49, and that's going to be a 0. That's line and caught by second baseman Kinsler. And it's Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso's 1 for 3. Now, he struggled so far early on this season. Let's see what he can do here. And that's going to be a 34, and that's going to be strike 3, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Phil Maton. And it's going to be new pitcher for the Mets. It's going to be Edwin Diaz. And it's always exciting when you bring in Edwin Diaz. Had a nightmare of a season. Does have a lot of strikeouts on his card. In 58 innings pitched, he struck out 99, so almost 2 strikeouts per inning for Edwin Diaz. But I'll tell you a little bit about Edwin Diaz and what he's done for us so far. Not too shabby, I'll tell you. All right, so he's going to come in to close the game now. Let me see if I can Let's save him. Let's get him into the ninth spot so then I can click on him. All right. So Edwin Diaz pitching. He's got a 3.44 ERA, but he has. Where are his saves? I don't know why I don't have his saves here. Should have his saves. I looked at his saves the other day, so his saves are available somewhere. They're just not here for some reason. So I may have to click that on the settings to get his saves. But he's allowed 7 earned runs in 18 and one-third innings. He's got a 3.44 ERA, 36 strikeouts in 18 innings. So he's averaging about 2 strikeouts per inning. He's got a 1.6 whip. His actual whip was a 1.3 whip. so in our replay, he's actually doing worse than he did in real life. But he does have a bunch of saves. He has about 12 or 13 saves so far this season. And in reality, he had 26 saves. All right, so it's going to be Hunter Renfroe. Now, all these Padres and everybody, I think, in 2019 had good power. All right, so here's the pitch from Edwin Diaz. That's a 67, and that's going to be strike three. Blows one by Hunter Renfroe. The high cheese raises Hunter Renfroe's cholesterol, and it's Ty France with 1 out. Edwin Diaz. And that's a 12, and that's going to be hit by pitch, and that nicks him. And Edwin Diaz is not happy that he's allowed the tying run on base now. And this has been typical of Edwin Diaz this season. His control has had a lot of control issues. Doesn't say how many walks he had. But I'm telling you that he had a lot of control issues. So it's Will Myers now. At 90 and a 99 is going to be a 2, and that's a comebacker to Edwin Diaz. Let's see if we can turn something, get something interesting here. Comebacker with a man on first. Lead runner's going to force out, so Edwin Diaz picks it up, fires to Chavarria, throw to first, not in time. Will Myers hustling down the line. It's a 1-6 fielder's choice. 2 outs now. And it's going to be Austin Hedges. Edwin Diaz with 2 outs against Austin Hedges, the catcher. Austin Hedges is 0 for 3. He's grounded out and struck out twice. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 87. And this looks like it's going to do it. And that's strike 3, and ball game's over. The Mets win it by a score of 3-2. Edwin Diaz is going to pick up the save. Jacob deGrom is going to pick up the win. This was an exciting ball game. I'm definitely a little bit rusty. Haven't played this in about a month. Been playing a couple other games. But deGrom is going to get the victory. The save is going to go to Edwin Diaz. And the hole is going to go to Lugo. And let's do a couple of holes for Lugo and holes for Wilson. And then the loss is going to go to the starting pitcher, Chris Paddock. Oh, and I got 3 Ds on his name. And we'll fix that in a second. Let's see if we can go back real quick and fix that. Paddock. Score game. We're going to undo. And then that last one was a strikeout. And now we're going to look for Paddock. Now we're going to just go in here. Let's look for Paddock. Let's bring up him and fix his now. There he is. I have 3 Ds on there. There. Paddock. Now we got 2 Ds. And that's a save. And we got to put in the strikeout. And ball game is over. I'm going to back up out of iScore. And Jake deGrom with the win. Chris Paddock with the loss. Edwin Diaz with the save. Mets had 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 8 left on base. The Padres, 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, a big error that allowed a run to score on the first baseman, Hosmer, and 6 left on base. And that's game one of a three-game set. New York at San Diego Padres. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate having you guys around. Remember, this is CP Cards and Dice, your home for chat and tutorial and strategy and player profiles and much, much more. Keep on rolling, having a good time, and have a good night, guys. I got to get some sleep. I got a big day tomorrow, and then I will be playing tomorrow night for sure, and we'll be doing Saturday and Sunday games as well. Take care. Talk to you soon. CP Cards and Dice out.